we do projects as part of our education, right? As part of our syllabus, as part of our curriculum. वो आप mention कर सकते हो. Academic or life projects or your dissertation. So this person has done 2 of those. So unme they have mentioned bullet points. क्या काम किया as part of the life project. Run a night cafe with an investment of 50,000, responsible for handling accounts for the night cafe with a monthly turnover of 12,000. Evaluated and observed 70% revenue came from cooked food items. Numbers give you credibility. Okay? Yes, somebody raised their hand. Yes, Hariom. Yes, go ahead. Okay, maybe that was my mistake. Right? And after your academic and life projects, we have value adding exposure. Member of CSR club. If you're part of any committees or any clubs, you can mention that here. And don't just mention the name of the committee or club. Usme apne kya kaam kiya, that also you mention it very briefly. Yes, Abhinav, do you have a question? Okay. I thought you raised your hand. Key skills and competencies. What are the key skills and competencies you have? So over here, this person has put advanced Excel and SPSS. SPSS is probably some software. And then this person also mentions leadership skills and communication skills. When you put leadership skills, your recruiter might ask you, please tell me, how did you demonstrate your leadership? What was that situation? Then you should have a story to share. You should have an anecdote to share. If you do not have, then you will lose credibility. Then it will come across कि आपने ऐवे डाल दिया, right? So whatever you write in your resume, have evidence for it or have a story to share. And all this you can do only when you start drafting your responses to frequently asked questions in interviews. All right? Communication skills. So when you talk about communication skills, it's not just English, it's also how you talk to a person. Are you good at building relationships with people, your body language, everything. All right? Your achievements. Stood first in inter-college badminton championship. These kind of achievements, academic or co-curricular achievements, certifications, anything that is relevant here. If you have a certification in cookery or painting and that doesn't stand relevant here, don't mention it here. You might be very happy about that achievement, no doubt about it. You can talk about that as a separate thing during the discussion. All right? Extracurricular activities. Language is known. That's the last thing. You don't have to declare anything. I hereby declare that this information that I'm sharing is true to the best of my knowledge and ability. वो सब नहीं चाहिए. That was a thing of the past. All right. So that is how a document will look. Let me zoom out so that you can just see the whole document. Right. So this is how it looks. Okay. All right. Now let me go back to the presentation. Just give me a second. Okay, certain winning tips. Proofread your document before printing it. Proofreading is very, very important. Even people with a lot of experience, they kind of miss out on errors. So we are definitely capable of doing that. Okay, don't be overconfident. Carry 2 copies extra. This person who'd come for an interview before COVID situation had only come with 1 copy, and that 1 copy had marks of the pen, leaking pen. Maybe his pen was leaking, I don't know what. And it was a very dirty resume that way. And he did not have another copy. So that created a poor impression that he doesn't care, he's not serious, right? Presentation was not good, so got rejected. So keep 2 extra copies of your resume. When we say copies, printed copies, not photocopied. Print the document, as I said, never photocopy it. Place it in a professional looking folder. Do not fold it. एक fold भी नहीं कर सकते. It has to be a A4 document, completely open. It should not be rolled or folded, crumpled. No. Put it in a professional looking folder. And in that folder, you could have maybe 1 or 2 recommendations also from your past employer or from your faculty. All right. Never overwrite. Never ever. Jitna bhi chota sa ho, do not overwrite even with a pencil. And when you're sharing your resume via email with someone, save your resume as just your first name and your last name. That's it. Dhwani Shah, final. Abhinav Chaudhary, latest CV, latest resume, newest resume, most final, draft. No. All those should not be there. Just your name and your surname. That's it. That only looks professional. Okay. Now, questions. Do I need a career objective in my resume? Yes or no?
It depends for which we are applying. If we are applying for a sales and target thing, service based thing, then that's my perspective.
Okay. You can have your perspective, definitely. So, my perspective is that you don't require it anymore. It's a thing of the past. Okay, क्योंकि आजकल career objective डालने से it looks, of course it can look professional if it's your own words, but if you use very flowery words, then it looks very artificial. Okay. Can a resume be more than 1 page? No, it cannot be. It cannot be more than 1 page. Once you have work experience, maybe more than 7-8 years, then it could go beyond the page, but not before that. Do I include personal details, hobbies, interests, etc.?
No, ma'am.
No, it should be discussed during the interview. It should not be part of your resume. Should I include my CGPA?
Yes, but in footer section and in academic achievement section.
Footer section, which one?
Means down in.
No, it should not be down. It should be against your academic qualification.
Okay.
Down, why will you put in the footer? There should be no footer at all, okay? So it has to be like your course, B.Tech, right? For example, you're doing B.Tech, the name of your college, and what was your CGPA? Your 12th standard, where did you do it? The name of the school, and what percentage of CGPA did you get over there? Okay, it should be in against the college name. See, right now, because you don't have experience, it is a must to include it. Should I include reference section as part of my resume?
Ma'am, reference section means somebody is referring me this.
Yes.
It depends also.
It does not depend. It should not be there as part of your resume. If they ask you, you can say, I can provide you upon request. And you can have it, as I said, you can have your recommendations or reference letters as a separate document. Okay. Which format should I use? Latest first or oldest first?
What it means?
Means, for example, when it's education qualification, should your 10th standard, 12th standard come first and then your college, or your college should come first and then your 12th and 10th?
Obviously, college first, then.
It is obvious, but there are people with more than 10 years of experience making this mistake. They put their earliest experience first and they put their latest experience niche. But your latest experience, so if you've done 2 internships, mention the internship which you've done latest, uske baad purana wala. Okay? Reverse chronological order. All right, last few tips. Resume is your personal brand. It's a brand called you. All right. So your first impression of you on your recruiter should be a strong positive one. It can make it or break it for you. And space is at a premium. Premium means एक ही पेज है, एक ही पेज में आपको सारा डालना है. So you have to make use of it in the most efficient way. How should you do that? You should do that by removing anything which is irrelevant, which is redundant, which is fluff, which is invaluable. Remove it. Less than 10 seconds are there to decide the fate of your resume. Why? Because there is a bigger boss called the ATS, the Application Tracking System, which hates irrelevance, clutter, or chaos. All right?
Ma'am, since ATS is artificial intelligence thing, so we can't pre-check with ATS from any website, you know.
You can't. See, you can always Google for ATS friendly resume formats.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, and there are several sites out there.
Yes.
And there is a site in which we can check our resume.
Yes, exactly. Things not to include in your resume. The word resume as a header should not be there. It's very silly to do that. You know, resume and then Manisha, whatever. Sabko pata hai ki ye resume hai. So that heading should not be there. Your gender, marital status, your religion, etc. All these personal details should not be there. Complete postal address is sometimes not necessary. However, you can choose to put it, or you can just mention your city and state if it is an off-campus placement, okay? Your current or expected salary. Nothing about salary should be there in your resume. Even after you have 20 years of experience, nothing about the salary should be there in your CV or your resume. Hobbies should not be there. Objective, I say, is not necessary. You can directly start with your name, your details, and then start with your internship experience and all of that. Abbreviations. If there's any abbreviation which you feel that the recruiter might not know, then don't mention it as an abbreviation. Mention the full form. Like MBA is a well-known abbreviation. SPSS, well, if I was a technical person, I might know it. But if I am purely an HR person, I might not know it. Something like that, okay? Unprofessional email address should not be there in your resume. Only professional email address. What are the do's of a resume? You have to highlight your academic records, co-curricular and extracurricular achievements by mentioning them. You have to highlight your personality traits that best match with the requirements. See, when you have the job description and if you make use of the keywords which are mentioned in the JD in your resume, so there'll be a clear match. And it increases your chances of getting shortlisted for the interview. झूठ नहीं बोलना है, लेकिन अगर आपको वो आपके पास वो स्किल सेट है तो उसको मेंशन कीजिए. लेवरेज मतलब टेक एडवांटेज.
और मैं अगर झूठ बोलता
तो आप रिस्क ले रहे हो. The recruiter is very, very smart at catching these things because they come with a lot of experience, right? So they can understand the body language of the person in just fraction of seconds. They will ask you follow-up questions. वो आपको ऐसे drill करेंगे कि आपसे वो सच निकलवा देंगे. That has happened very commonly. मतलब for example career objective किसी ने डाल दिया that I mean, I can't really say the objective completely, but something like I am a very motivated individual looking forward to learning a lot under a time-driven atmosphere. Okay, what is a time-driven atmosphere? And that person just goes blank क्योंकि उन्होंने copy paste किया है. आप shortlist नहीं होगे because you come across as someone who I cannot trust, and trust is a very important factor. It's a very important characteristic to hold, right? Integrity.
Right, ma'am.
Right. Arrange details in reverse chronological order. Most recent activities must come first. Font size 11 to 12 only. Highlight your headings to capture attention. आपके headings bold में होने चाहिए, right? Use only classic styles like Times New Roman, Calibri, Arial, Cambria, Word and all. Have only one-page resume and ask someone, again, last time I'm repeating, ask someone to proofread your resume to check for errors. All right, so that brings us to an end to this session. Thank you so much for your time. These are my LinkedIn and Instagram handles. It's called as Upskill with Dhwani. I will also share the link with you in the chat box. You can feel free to connect with
मैम
me there.
इंस्टाग्राम आपका
Sure. You can look up on Instagram. It's called the same thing. It's called Upskill with Dhwani.
मैम आपका वाला
Right.
मैम और आपका वाला इंस्टाग्राम
Yeah, I mean, you can just look up. No, I won't be able to copy paste it right now. It's called
Ma'am,
Upskill with Dhwani. It's the same.
मैम आई मीन योर पर्सनल इंस्टा आईडी
Yeah, that's the only one I have, Robert Zihan.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am.
I request you to stick to the agenda today, Robert. Stop asking Instagram link too many times. All right, I've already said it.
मैम
me, ma'am.
Thank you. Yes,
ma'am,
Shubham.
आई मीन मैम आई एम
Ma'am, in today's while we apply for many company, the company want us to write a statement of purpose.
Okay.
So how to do good in that?
So, statement of purpose is a separate document, Shubham. It's not part of your resume. It's like a cover letter.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
And what it represent, ma'am?
Yes, Neeta, ma'am.
MBA. Yes. All right. Anything else, ma'am?
Ma'am, I have question. Like
Yes,
it's
Gyan, go for it.
statement of purpose. What is content and what's it's for? Like I have been also asked for write a statement of purpose, and I was
Okay,
blank at
so-
that time.
Right. So, statement of purpose usually is used by colleges abroad where students want admission in their colleges and they ask for an SOP. Okay, that's the statement of purpose that I have heard of. When it comes to companies, usually it's only the resume or the CV that you share. In our case, when we are freshers, we only share the resume. All right. Statement of purpose is usually used by educational institutions, even in India, not just abroad, even in India these days. Why do you want to? So, statement of purpose answers 2 to 3 crucial questions. Number one, why do you want to pursue this? Number two, why do you choose us to pursue this? So you have to give very compelling answers, very convincing answers. Why are you choosing this only? Number three, what are the skill sets and how are you going to add value to this particular organization?
Yes,
Right?
ma'am, got it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Ma'am, one more question. Ma'am, in
Sure.
resume, we should include the references or not?
As I said, you should not include references in your resume because then that will increase the number of pages in your resume, and it is to be a separate document. It should be provided only upon request. So if they ask you for a recommendation, have it ready with you, and then you can just hand it over to them.
Excuse me, ma'am. I want to talk to Neeta for a minute. Hello, Neeta, ma'am. Are you there? Ma'am, I am just asking the Insta ID, not take it on the wrong way. I'm just asking for the ID because sometimes we cannot able to get everything on the spot. On the spot, that's why I'm asking. I'm asking for that only. No, not I am asking for that purpose. I'm just asking for that because sometimes there was a lot of things that we cannot get on this slide, even of the online PPT. That's why I'm asking for. I have some doubts, then I can ask to her later. That's why I'm asking. And that's it. And that's nothing is like that. Yes, that's why I'm asking, because there was also limited time, and if I cannot ask for that, so that I can ask on the Instagram ID. That's why I'm asking. If you think on the wrong way, that's it's your fault. And with the way you are talking to me, that rude, I can't.
Sorry, Neeta ma'am, can I take it forward from here? Robert, we respect your thoughts and everything, but at the same time, you have to respect your faculty. All right. We understand that you
All right,
may not
ma'am,
be
I am
coming from
already
the. This
respecting
is
each and
actually
everyone.
this is your stepping stone into the professional career. So do not say to your faculty that it's your mistake. If you tell
No,
this
ma'am,
to
I
your
am
manager
just,
tomorrow, you will be
I'm a
fired.
student.
You will be fired from the job.
No, ma'am, it's totally fine for me if someone is respective to me, and if someone is pointed out to me, that is good. I like if someone pointed out to me, but I want to clear my point that Nita is taking my point on the negative way. Thus, I want to rectify it, because there was a lot of problem that will making to negative impact on future and other people. So, no, ma'am, I do not meet to you. I am reviewing my old self. Bye bye. Okay.
I know.
Sorry,
Maybe he done intrusion in this meeting. He was not called for this meeting. Sorry for that, ma'am.
No
Ma'am,
problem.
I have question.
Sure.
I got also forget with
No
this
problem.
clause. Okay.
No problem. In case you've forgotten Gyan, you can reach out to me later and we can
sorry,
answer
ma'am,
it.
for the interruption that you faced.
It's all right. No problem. Yeah,
Ma'am,
this is the
last
first time I
question.
actually came across something like this.
Okay, ma'am. I apologize from the my university
Yeah.
side. Ma'am,
No
the
problem.
last question I was asking,
Yeah.
ma'am, we have certificates more than we require. Like you mentioned, like we don't need to mention 10 certificates.
Hmm.
So by company we vary the certificates. Like if I'm applying for a cyber security job, we try to add certificates that we have achieved in the field of cyber security. Ma'am,
Hmm.
how frequent is it okay to update our resume?
Whenever you find the need to update it, you can update it. In fact, as I said, for different jobs, you might need to tweak your resume a little bit. For a particular job, you may not need to share a particular certificate, but दूसरे job के लिए you might have to include it. So depending on कौन सा company है, उनके requirements क्या है, वो ठीक से देके then you update your resume and then send it to the particular person. Whenever there is a change, you can change it whenever you want to. There is nothing like you can't change it. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
no problem. Any other questions, or can we end the session here? Anything else?
Thank you so much, ma'am. We learned a lot of things and
Wow,
lot of mistake I did earlier. Now I got to know what is the reason behind that. And thank you so much for your time. And thank you,
most
Neeta
welcome.
ma'am, for
Most welcome.
us coordinating these things. And we got to learn. And it's very important for us to get these things. And it's absolutely free of cost. And thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, great. Thank you, students. All the very best. Have a good evening. Right?
Thank you, ma'am. And sorry for misbehav, ma'am. Sorry,
No
Nita.
problem. It's fine. It's not under your control, so it's fine, ma'am. No problem. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Study daily.